A former Prime Minister says Netanyahu doesn't know how to win anywhere. A mayor is screaming at government officials on camera. A settlement leader broke down live on television. 1 month in, 3 fronts, 20,000 soldiers short. Israel isn't just fighting Iran, Hezbollah, and Gaza. It's fighting itself. A month into a war on 3 fronts, cracks are showing inside Israel. On the streets, in city halls, and among the political class that put the country there. In a series of television interviews on March 26th, former Prime Minister Naftali Bennett broke a year-long silence with Israeli media to deliver a blunt verdict on the Netanyahu government's conduct of the war.
Netanyahu has torn this country apart. At the moment, the state of Israel or the government of Netanyahu does not know where to go, in any place. Not in Gaza, not in Lebanon, in any place. We are not going to go. There's a political echelon that keeps the IDF from winning. The current leadership does not know how to win anywhere. Not in Gaza, not in Lebanon, not in Iran.
Bennett accused the government of prioritizing politics over national security, pointing to its refusal to conscript an estimated 100,000 eligible ultra-Orthodox men, even as the army faces a shortfall of 20,000 soldiers. He vowed to replace Netanyahu and said the long-serving prime minister, after 30 years in politics, simply needed to go home. The frustration Bennett voiced in television studios found a raw expression days earlier, on March 25th, when Kiryat Shmona mayor Avichai confronted ministry officials in a government meeting in the north of the country. Remarks that were filmed and spread rapidly on social media. Stern's city, just kilometers from the Lebanese border, has been under near-constant Hezbollah fire. Unlike central Israel, where residents get several minutes of warning before Iranian ballistic missiles arrive, Kiryat Shmona gets none. Of the city's roughly 4,700 housing units, a large number have no functioning bomb shelters at all.
You expect them to stay in this grim reality for a month, or you don't even know how long. Do you think they will remain there? You don't send a soldier to battle without a ceramic vest. Why are you putting civilians on the front line without protection? Do any of you know what it's like getting missiles with 0 seconds of warning, with kids at home, with people with disabilities, with elderly people?
Government officials, responding anonymously to Hebrew media, blamed Stern and his municipality for the delays in funding. A claim rejected by the Rashi Foundation, which works extensively in northern Israel, and noted the problems extend far beyond a single city. That anger has been building for weeks across the north. On March 25th, Erez Saranga, the leader of the Margalio settlement near the Lebanese border, broke down on live television, his words capturing what many in the region have stopped trying to articulate calmly.
You've destroyed Kiryat Shmona. You've destroyed the entire north. People have no homes, no security, nothing. We've been abandoned, completely abandoned. The government doesn't understand what's happening here. They don't live like this. We do. How long are we supposed to live like this?
Bennett, meanwhile, said his polling puts the anti-Netanyahu bloc at around 60 Knesset seats against 50 for the incumbents' coalition, and made clear elections scheduled for October at the latest cannot come soon enough. A 12-year-old Israeli girl in Safed heard the sirens, scrambled from her bunk bed, and went into cardiac arrest before she could reach a shelter. Paramedics reached her just after 6 in the morning and fought to bring her back.
We performed CPR on her while giving her 2 shocks from a United Hatzalah defibrillator. After that, her heart miraculously started beating again.
Moran,
She was taken to the hospital in a critical condition. The missile fragments had landed in an open area nearby and caused no direct harm. The siren alone had done enough. She was not the only one hurt without being hit. A 68-year-old woman suffered a head injury while rushing to a shelter. 2 people crashed their car in Petah Tikva when sirens sounded. In Tel Aviv, a woman in her 40s was struck by shrapnel, and a 26-year-old man was hit by a blast wave. 6 more were wounded in Kafr Qasim when a cluster munitions scattered bomblets across the city on March 26th. Iran fired at least 7 waves of missiles throughout the morning. 14 people were wounded in total. But inside Israel's hospitals, doctors say a quieter emergency has been running alongside the strikes for months. Since the current war began, cardiac wards have been recording a sharp rise in heart attacks and cases of broken heart syndrome, a condition brought on by severe emotional stress that produces symptoms identical to a heart attack. The pattern is familiar. It was seen after October 7th, when hospitals recorded a roughly 30% rise in heart attacks and a near doubling of broken heart syndrome cases compared to the same period the previous year. What concerns doctors now is not just the numbers, but the delays. Patients have been arriving days, sometimes weeks after symptoms began, having waited out missile attacks at home rather than seeking care. By the time they reach the hospital, some are already presenting with significantly more advanced heart disease, reducing their chances of recovery. To keep pace, hospitals across Israel have built protected underground cardiac units and catheterization laboratories that continue operating through sirens and rocket fire. Clalit Health Services expanded its home hospitalization program within hours of the fighting beginning. According to Health Ministry data, 498 home hospitalizations have been carried out since, with patients receiving treatment, medication, and follow-up without leaving their homes. The girl in Safed survived. Her heart started beating again on the pavement in northern Israel while the sirens were still going. But doctors say the next person to feel chest pain during a barrage may not be so fortunate if they choose to wait. A rapid and intense escalation is unfolding over central Israel as multiple waves of Iranian missile strikes are being reported within a short span of time, signaling a sharp increase in the tempo of the conflict. According to Israeli Army radio, Iran launched 4 separate missile salvos within just 40 minutes, triggering air raid sirens across central and northern Israel. Explosions were reported in and around Tel Aviv, with residents rushing into shelters as interception systems were activated. Initial assessments indicate that several of the incoming missiles were intercepted by Israeli air defenses. However, at least one missile struck an open area near Hadera, close to a major power station. Despite the proximity, the Israel Electric Corporation confirmed that no damage was caused to critical electricity infrastructure. Emergency services were deployed across multiple locations to respond to falling debris and missile fragments. Magen David Adom reported no immediate injuries from the latest wave of strikes, offering a rare moment of relief amid an otherwise escalating situation. However, the broader toll continues to rise. Israel's health ministry confirmed that 204 people were injured over the past 24 hours as hostilities with Iran and Hezbollah intensified. Since the beginning of the current conflict phase, more than 5,000 individuals have been treated in hospitals, with over 100 still admitted, including a number in serious condition. Israel, meanwhile, has responded with targeted strikes deep inside Iran. The IDF said its air force recently hit 2 facilities in Tehran involved in the development of long-range naval cruise missiles. According to the military, these sites were operated under Iran's defense ministry and played a key role in producing weapons capable of striking both maritime and land targets. The strikes were reportedly carried out using intelligence provided by Israel's Military Intelligence Directorate and Naval Intelligence Division. Taken together, the events of the past 24 hours highlight a conflict that is intensifying both in scale and sophistication. Iran's rapid-fire missile waves and Israel's deep strike capabilities point to a dangerous cycle of escalation, where each side is testing the limits of the other. With civilian populations increasingly caught in the middle, the question is no longer whether the conflict is escalating, but how far it is prepared to go.